Upsell Flow Creator Demo. In this video, we'll be doing a demo of the Upsell Flow Creator software here at NPC. This is a very powerful piece of software that will enable you to create the pages that you'll need to sell your upsell products, including your audiobook and your video book. So let's get started. Let's go over here, and we're here inside my Niche Profit Classroom account. And now you want to navigate to the Upsell Flow Creator, which I've already done. You just go to Tools and then Upsell Flow Creator. Next, click on Create New Project and name your project. Now you're going to need to create an upsell page for each of your upsells. So you'll need one for your audiobook and one for your video book. Let's start with our audiobook. So I'll call this Beta Fish Lovers Audiobook Upsell. It'll ask you then if you'd like to use the wizard, and of course I'm going to leave that to yes. And then I'll select audiobook from my options here, and then assign the project to the domain you're working on, and click submit. Now notice here we also have a generic template. We have that in case you'd like to add more upsells in the future to your upsell flow. For now, we're just going to start with an audiobook and video book for our niche website, but later on you might want to add more upsells. And you may not want to add an audiobook or video book, so there's a generic option there. But we'll talk about that in future videos. So let's go ahead and submit. And next, let's click the template that we want. I'm going to select this light blue one to maintain consistency with the other pages on my site, and click Get Started. And that will take me into the wizard. And the wizard, as you can imagine, functions just like the sales page creator and the opt-in page creator, where over here we have some global preferences. And then over here, you can click on any of the areas where it says blank in brackets and fill in custom information. Now, creating your upsell page is going to be very simple and fast because most of the text, I would say 90% of it, is static. It's already set. So you just need to fill in a few little details on this page. You're going to be able to do that very, very quickly. Okay, so let's talk about the preferences menu in a little bit more detail. You have here a field for accept URL and then a field here for decline URL. The accept URL is the URL that will link to this button here, and there's also one at the bottom that it will link to. And then there's the decline URL that will link to this link and then this link here at the bottom. So what these are is that when somebody hits your upgrade page or your upsell page, they can either upgrade the order or they can decline. So the accept URL is for if they would like to upgrade, and the decline URL is if they would like to decline. Now you don't know what these are yet. You won't have these URLs until you actually set your upsell flow up over in your ClickBank account, which you haven't done yet. So for now you can just leave these blank. Next up, you have an option of including video or not. You've seen this option as well over on the opt-in page creator and the sales page creator. You can either turn this on or off. I'm going to turn this off for now because I don't have a video for my upsell page. You can also elect to include a product image or not. There's a field down here where you can enter a product image. If you want to turn that off, you can. Now, if you followed the training in the section on getting your products created and you followed the video on getting your graphics created, you do have a product image for your upsells, for your audiobook and your video book. And I would recommend leaving this on because it's good to have a product image on this page. It will likely improve your conversion rates. Finally, you have the option of turning footer links on or off. I would leave this on. We do want to have a footer for these pages, so we'll leave that on for now. And let's go ahead and just save our preferences. I'm not sure if we made any changes or not. We did turn off the video, so we'll save our progress thus far. Now let's move over to the wizard itself. Now filling this in is going to be very quick, like I mentioned, because most of the text is static. So let's go ahead and fill in some of these blanks. Wait, customize and upgrade your order now. Step what? This is step 1 of 2. Again, you're going to be starting with 2 upsells, audiobook and video book. So we're going to put 1 of 2 like that. Step 1 of 2. It's good to say that because it tells your customer that there's a finish line, and it tells them how many steps there are until they hit the finish line. So they know that they're not just going into sort of a open upsell flow. That can be a little bit unnerving. So saying step 1 of 2 gives them a little bit of foresight, and that's a good thing. Next up, it's saying, hey, blank here. So let's go ahead and just enter your name or your pen name, whichever you've decided to do for your website. Congratulations on your purchase. You've made an excellent decision in purchasing a copy of, and then enter the name of your ebook, whatever that is. My ebook, and again, this is the ebook that you sold on the front end. This is your front end ebook product because they've already purchased that. So if you think about this actually happening live, what's happened is someone has purchased your front end ebook and now they've hit this page that you're looking at here right afterwards within a couple of seconds, and they're being offered your audiobook. So you're saying, congratulations on purchasing my ebook. So whatever your ebook name is, enter that there, click save. You're about to learn, and then you're giving them some an overview of what they're going to learn inside the ebook. So I'm just going to take this, a foolproof blueprint for setting up a beautiful tank and keeping your beta in perfect health. That sounds good to me. You don't need to put a period there. Click save. Again, you would want to customize that to match whatever it is they're going to learn in your specific ebook for your niche. So let's save progress there. Your ebook will be ready to download in a few quick seconds, but before you go, I'd like to present you with a very special offer. But before I tell you about it, there is one little catch, and that little catch is that this is a special one-time offer that you will see only once and never again. Okay, now just to give you a little bit of information on why this page is so effective, that's one of the reasons. When you tell someone that it's a one-time offer, it really makes the offer more valuable in that person's eyes and they're going to pay closer attention because it's something that they may miss out on and it may be very important to them. So that's why we've highlighted that and placed it in red right in the middle of the page. So you would just proceed like this and go down and fill in each of these blanks. They're all very straightforward. All of the bullets are already fully done for you. You don't need to customize any of these bullets because really what it's just saying is that you can become a full-fledged expert at whatever your topic is through listening to the audiobook. So while you're exercising at the gym, taking a leisurely neighborhood stroll, cooking dinner, etc., you can listen to this audiobook. Okay, and then here's where you can enter your product image. So you would click that and you can upload an image. And this is where you would want to upload the image of your actual audiobook that you had created earlier on in this course. I have an audiobook image. Let's go into my Freelance Writing Riches Graphics folder. I think we looked at this earlier in the course as an example. Here's my audiobook. I would double click that. That would be uploaded. And then I could click save and that would insert my image there. Now obviously I would want my beta ebook cover here, not my Freelance Writing Riches one, but I just wanted to show you how you could upload an image there. Now let's discuss pricing here at the bottom because this is important. Sold separately, the Beta Care Made Easy audiobook, save that, sells for blank 11. And what I would say here is I would say $19.95. You can of course use your own pricing structure. You can set the prices you want, but I found that the prices that I'm talking about here in this video work very, very well. So you could say sold separately, the Beta Care Made Easy audiobook sells for $19.95, but today, because this is a special one-time offer, that's a sales technique, is when you tell the person why you're discounting it, you don't want to just discount something, you want to have a reason for doing it. And it's funny because it doesn't really matter what that reason is as long as you have one. That's sort of an interesting little psychological fact about selling. We've reduced the price to just, and then I typically sell my audiobooks for $10. So $9.95. That's blank percentage off the standard retail price, 50%. So let's enter that. And then you're essentially done. For your upsell footer, what I would suggest doing for now is entering the copyright. So copyright, put the URL of your site. And then you don't really need to add a link to the footer of your upsell pages. So you can just leave this whole section blank. You just want to have the copyright. So let's save that. And then we're finished with this page. So let's save progress. And now what we want to do is create our second upsell page. Now we'll move to final touches in a future video and we'll put some final touches on this page. But for now you're finished. And now you'll want to move on to creating the upsell page for your video book. So to do that, you don't need to create a new project. Instead, you can keep all your upsell pages consolidated into one project. So what I'm going to do here is click this Create New button right here. And then it's going to ask me to choose a template. I'm going to choose video book and click save. And that will create a video book page. So now from the drop down, I would go here and select video book, and that would pop me into my video book page. And then customizing this page is exactly the same as it was for your audiobook. Only just keep in mind this is for your video book. So down here, for instance, your product image would be for your video book. Some of the pricing would be different, and you can just follow the instructions in the blanks to set your prices. And I would recommend setting your prices the same way that I've done it here on this page. You can see examples. If you click, you can see the recommended pricing for these different things. Okay, so scrolling up a little bit here, the wording of course is different. This is talking now about a video book instead of an audio book. But again, filling in the blanks, it's the same process. It's very self-explanatory. So once you've filled all that in, save your progress, and you're finished for now. Now, one final note before we end this video, you'll notice that I named this project Beta Fish Lovers Audio Upsell. And when I named the project, I wasn't thinking about the fact that I could create both a video book and an audio book and keep them both as part of the same project. So if I could go back and name this again, I would have named it Beta Fish Lovers Upsell and left out the audiobook because it's not really specific to an audiobook. Again, the project contains both pages. So just a quick tip there. Of course, you can name your projects whatever you'd like, but just a quick note there, a quick tip in case you'd like to use it.